Did you have way too much pizza?
Yeah, well, that's kind of subjective. And so you can't really have too much pizza. And how's your hammer, everybody? I'm PTDevil, and today we're back with Zachary, Professional Idiot, and today we're gonna be getting the final results of our Christmas music theme challenge. All right, so starting with the first one, let's start with your playlist.
All right. So I've already forgot my lines that we don't have.
Just talk about this song and tell us why you picked it, why you put it there.
Okay, well, as you probably noticed earlier, there was a lot of Celtic Woman in the playlist. The reason why there's a lot of Celtic Women on that playlist is because, one, they are incredibly talented Irish girls, so that already gets me right off the bat. And the second reason why I put Let Us Know on top of one, because that was just a good way to just like, of all the songs that were picking there, I wanted something like this to kick off the vibe, and what's better than a jazz version of Let Us Know?
As for what I thought of it, I kind of was on a similar line as you. I kind of thought it was a really nice, really good song to it. What I didn't in particular care for is it was kind of a low-key song to kick off the playlist. Now personally, when I want to look at a music playlist, I want something strong to really wake me up and get me to pay attention into it, and I didn't quite get at it with this one, but still it's a very good song, and I get you're a big Celtic Woman fan, so I can understand it. So all in all, I had to give this one a 9.
Now, next up is the first one on your playlist.
Absolutely, and I have a few things to say about this. I chose What Child Is This because this is one of my favorite songs. I'm kind of a sucker for the more spiritual Christmas songs because they tend to be a lot more powerful and emotional. And I chose this version because it is a far cry from any other version this song I've heard. A very upbeat song. It's actually a very calm song, but this one just kind of blew me out of the water with how awesome it is. So given that much, I decided that I couldn't think of a better song to start it off than one that's as powerful, emotional, and just downright awesome as this one.
I agree with that entirely. The very first song got off. One of my biggest crushes that I am letting, biggest crush types, one of the things that tickles the fancy, let's say, is the hard rock chicks. And you got me literally on the first one in there, so that was already kind of pandering to the judge. I would accuse you of pandering to the judge, but it's working, so. That was really, it was almost exactly what you're saying about, it was very almost lullaby-like, but doing it with hard rock, with great rhythm. She's got an amazing voice. I'm going off of like the more technical aspects of the video, being a master's student. Like good color corrections to match with the theme of the song, all the hard transitions to match the hard rock part of it. All in all, it was a great video. I'm gonna give probably an 8 out of 10. Strong emotion, nice lullaby going in there, great harmony, all emotion was really rhythmic, which in terms of hard rock, keeping rhythmic emotion, most of like hard rock is just a blast of emotion and without the rhythm. But this one I thought she pulled off pretty well.
Alright, so number 2, Michael Bublé and the Papini Sisters. Or isn't it?
that was a fun one to pick. So that one, I was thinking, I had to include some kind of Michael Bublé on there, or half the internet will be literally all up my back door if I didn't put some kind of there. And all the kind of the Christmas ones he did, he's got this really kind of like swingy kind of style, and of all the Christmas covers he's done, this is closest to his native style of performance. so that's why I picked the Jingle Bells. Out of the rest of them, it's like, in terms of the Christmas songs, they're probably maybe a better choice, but I picked that one to be more specific to the kind of style he's presenting.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's definitely a good version of his style. Well, the music video kind of got on me questioning things a little bit, but I'm willing to let a lot of that slide. I am however a little off put that at the Christmas music playlist. Out of all the different options, you went with the most ubiquitous one of the lot.
Do keep in mind I was making this playlist at the last second, you know that, right?
Yeah, I get that. It's kind of shows an odd lack of creativity in my mind. So, hang about I'll possibly giving you a 7, but I'm thinking I'll round it up to a very generous 8.
I'll take the 8. Alright, so the next one on your playlist was Do You Hear What I Hear by Orla Fallon. Now, Josh was saying that I put some Celtic Women on as well, and I didn't realize until I clicked actually we're having lunch earlier, and I just realized that is the most repetitive barking I have ever heard.
Hey, I kind of chose this one because again I was expecting a bit more reaction out of you from that. But Do You Hear What I Hear is kind of one of those songs that always sticks into my memory because of those random out of place reasons. In this case, I always remember it because it was one of the Christmas songs that Tim Hawkins talks about in his stand-up comedy routine.
So that one, I definitely noticed that it was really like a very sweet lullaby. The reason why I'm deducting a few points off of this one is because it was too sharp of a transitional change from hard rock, like pure hard rock, to almost pure lullaby. That transition was a little jarring, and I wasn't really prepared for it. I didn't get much reaction because it was too jarring a thing. And to mention what we were saying earlier, I didn't realize about who it was that was performing this. Orla Fallon was for a short time a member of Celtic Woman in one of the earlier lineups. She was on one of their first tours, I think. They had Haley Westenra with them. I'll put the link down in the description of some of the pieces that she's done, especially some of her harp solos, which probably includes this one. But in terms of that music just within itself, that's just beautiful in there. She's actually the one playing the harp on there because she's an expert harpist. It was too sharp of a transition, so my final score is a 7 out of 10. Alright,
so number 3, you put the combination of Peace on Earth and Little Drummer Boy by Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
Yes, this was one of my favorite ones actually on the list. There's one with this David Bowie on there, because it's David Bowie. They already get points in itself in there. And it's a great way to show both these artists. Actually, the kind of style and mashup they were doing in there is not usually something they usually do on their own. And together, I somehow expected even less. But just a different kind of melody. They have very nice soft voices when doing lullabies, but two very different kind of soft lullabies, which actually work each other really well. Because it's got the little smoother one, and David Bowie's voice is a lot more wild, sort of. Even the lullaby, you can tell there's a lot more kind of going on there. But it's very subtle, but it is in there. All the links to our playlist, again, are also posted down below. In case you didn't see the playlist links for the other videos, it's also down here. You can see in the Peace on Earth Little Drummer Boy mashup, there are two very different kinds of lullabies there, but works really well. And of course, you just have to give Crosby and Bowie their credit.
Now this is one of the few songs that I've actually heard the exact song before, but it was one that I'd never really put the pieces together, because I never realized that it was actually David Bowie who was saying part of the song, which actually kind of gave me a whole new appreciation for it. Rest in peace, Ziggy Stardust. Anyway, it's a very good song, but although the additional backstory of having this be the music video version of it seems a bit superfluous, and keep that in mind. And keep that whole music video of comment in mind, because it's probably going to come up a couple more times in this video. But all in all, it's a fairly decent choice. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another 8.
Alright. Alright, so let's talk about the third one on yours. The cover of Last Christmas by Cascada.
Yeah, I admit Cascada is a bit of one of my guilty pleasures. Alright, to be fair, I kind of picked up on a taste of their music from back when I was like 12 or so. And I would look up on YouTube various slideshow videos showing some very shippy moments with some of the characters I pay attention to. And one of the most ubiquitous songs in those sort of thing was Every Time We Touch by Cascada. So, and if anyone has ever actually paid attention to their other songs on that album, you would notice that they're pretty much all the exact same damn song.
So basically, in order to sum up my reaction to this video, here we go. I'm going to play the reaction to this, my reaction, initially the first video, to this song, now. And that's to give you an idea of how much these videos get up and dance. Now, if you want to get up and dance, the kind of song is great in there. I really would have wanted to see more creativity just from Cascada to not just making it sound like it's just a Christmas song, but the same music again, the same music over and over and over and over. One of my
that's kind of a thing in more of their first album. So
right.
This song doesn't really fall under that category, obviously, because I'm kind of a bit desensitized to that. I kind of want to try and branch out and pay particular attention to the songs of theirs that do actually sound different from those.
Right, and because of those reasons, why I have to give this one a 6 out of 10. Because it's a poem to get up and dance to, and you guys saw in the last one, this transition here. You can see that me and my roommates had a lot of fun dancing to this, but it's just a dance song, not really a true Christmas song.
Alright, so number 4, Paul McCartney, The Christmas Song. This I gotta hear.
The reason I chose the Paul McCartney song was that there's all these really a lot of the playlists have a lot of, on both playlists, a lot of these cover songs. You know, we got a hard rock over here, we kind of gone all over the place. A lot of those are fun, but you do have to have some kind of grinding where you just get back to like some traditional covers. It's just somewhere to kind of like remind back like why some of those, why the whole idea of cover songs of Christmas specifically that came around. Like a nice return to basics, and it's Paul McCartney for crying out loud.
Yeah, I can
definitely eat too much pizza.
Yeah, I can kind of get behind that. You know, I can definitely see the merit in having an ex-Beatle on this list. It's, you know, the Christmas song in and of itself is kind of stands alone as a really good cover, I suppose. My main gripe with it is that the song kind of feels incomplete, and I don't mean in that figuratively. The damn song cut out way too early.
Right, because that was the weird version that was like filming the music video.
So with all that said, with it cutting off way too early and seeming way too abrupt and not a complete song, I'm gonna have to a bit harshly round it down to a solid 5.
So the fourth one on your playlist was cover of Winter Wonderland from the Eurythmics. Not to be biased here, but the Eurythmics haven't really been my personal cup of tea because their style's been, well, I still respect them as musicians. Their style's been too random without an explanation of why they're random. Like during my initial reaction, you know, I was really confused with like some of the parts where there's like really weird violins in there. Like it sounded in part like when the violins came up first in there, it sounded like a horror movie soundtrack, not a Christmas thing. It's the kind of style going there. Like it couldn't make up its mind as to what kind of song it wanted to be.
Yeah, I kind of that impression on my own when I was kind of choosing this, but I was kind of set on using Winter Wonderland, but there were no other version that really is good, long, or interesting enough that make for a real solid choice in his selection. So I went with this one because it was the one that I thought sounded better,
right,
from an aesthetic point of view, at least.
Yeah, for aesthetics, slightly better than others, but because it really couldn't seem to make up its mind, I also unfortunately had to give the harsh score 5. Let's go on to the 5th one here.
Yours was kind of a weird choice, at least from my eye angle. It was We Three Kings by Celtic Woman.
I should probably explain first that Celtic Woman it's a great band already, but its Christmas songs are, in particular, just amazing. And this is probably one of the most beautiful covers of not just this song I've heard, but one of their best Christmas performances ever. And a couple years ago, my brother and I recorded that full show from where that clip is from. We recorded that full show on our DVR. I just watched it like 10 times that Christmas season. That was probably one of my favorite pieces of the entire show. That's why it got to there. And because of it's really low by intro is why I kind of aim for like a middle of the list-ish. I actually may have put it up maybe 1 or 2 spots ahead of it had I had more time to complete this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's definitely one of the better versions of the song I've ever heard. That's the kind of disconnect of my brain of having a female cover of a song that is in its lyrics it's supposed to be sung by men.
Although there have been female kings in history, that's actually been a thing.
Yeah, I get at that. It's just that's kind of a little weird to me. So because of that reason alone, I'm a bit harshly going to round it down to a score of 8.
That's not a harsh score for me. 8's still pretty good.
Well, considering I wanted to give it a much higher score, it's a bit harsh in that regard.
Right. Always picking on the grammar, which is fine. You can be an adult, you make your own decisions. Alright, so number 5 for your playlist was one of the ones that was definitely the more country square dance version of him, because if you guys don't remember from his intro video on the channel, he's also a square dance caller from time to time, and I've helped him write a couple of square dance pieces. Like we did a square dance we did some square dance covers of "We Will Rock You" by Queen before, so he's really interested in making pop songs and square dance ones. And I definitely saw his country square dance style come out of this in Leonard Skinner's cover of "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer." That was a fun one because that was really fun. Because the regular cover of "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer" is just, you know, that's only you sing to kids, but it's one of the ones. The internet is probably going to kill me for this, that I don't take this one as a serious Christmas song most of the time because it's just so overplayed in there. I find the parodies funnier than its original one most of the time.
Yeah.
This one in particular, however, that's the one that actually got a good one in there. You can get up and dance to it. It's just amazing, and my chickens just love the drumming, if you guys remember from the last reaction video here. Alright, so why did you pick this one for your playlist?
It's very simple. I wanted to include this song, and I like Leonard Skinner. I tend to like a lot of the kind of rock and roll legends, which is why it will also come back with a couple more on this list.
Right, that's a good explanation, and because it was so fun there, I'm going to be giving you a 9. Even if you don't like country rock, you can just always dance to it. Even if you don't know how to dance, like if you dance, you have 6 left feet, make your 6 left feet dance, damn it. Okay, so I put this one in here because there's so many covers of Winter Wonderland. There are some of the more traditional versions of it that I liked when I was younger, but I started getting old. But then I was starting my teens, I'm like, I'm not so sure, and I started with the crazy ones. And I think it's just kind of a return back again, like a similar thing to the Paul McCartney one, even though that was kind of incomplete. If that one had been complete, it's one of the good ones. Returning back to basics, just trying to like a clean slate, and The previous track was the We Three Kings cover, and the end of that one was this huge dramatic cover in there, and in terms of the playlist placement, I just want to give it like a little emotional break kind of thing, like there's such a high before, I want to bring down low to like get the audience to emotionally recover before working the up later on.
And I can kind of see where you're coming from. Like I mentioned with my version of the song, I couldn't really, and I can understand, and that there aren't that many differentiated version of this song, so picking a version is kind of hard despite the sheer number of them. So while it is still pretty solid one, and it's kind of this point where I'm kind of waiting for something to kind of pick me up. So I'm all things considered, I'm gonna have to give this one a 6.
Okay, so for number 6 on the playlist, we probably think very, very similarly alike right now because we have a lot of the same kind of styles on each other's playlist, almost in the same places even. And one of the ones he picked, which is number 6 on his playlist, was a cover of "Mary Did You Know" by Pentatonix. I mean, come on, it's Pentatonix. It's got the great beat in there, really, really nice. And the thing I love about Pentatonix, it's one of the very few pop groups that actually understand music critically, not just making noise. Like, unfortunately, I'm not going to call it out, but you know, are constantly just like they're making noise in there without any kind of musical structure. Pentatonix is one of the few exceptions where I can make a positive note on it. And I always get confused about the high notes. I'm always confused on whether or not it's Mitch or it's Kurtz and Maldonado that are getting the high notes. I have to listen really hard to figure out which one is which. Cause I always get their voices confused.
Yeah, definitely a very powerful song. I also like how Pentatonix does primarily a cappella because it's actually a refreshing change of pace from a lot of the other Christmas songs we get. They tend to focus quite a bit on the instrumentals, whereas their vocal contributions are a bit lacking. Not so with Pentatonix, because they're using almost exclusively their voices. They're putting their heart and soul into every single note, and that's one you can feel. As for the song itself, I don't know what to say. It's another one of my favorites. So I chose this one because there was another Christmas song that I was thinking of for this spot, but I could not recall the title. But this is still a very solid choice.
As for my score, there, the lyrics specifically of the song itself always get me confused, and there are subjects I'm not even going to go into, but the cover is great. Again, they put their heart and soul into it. It's why I'm giving a solid 8 for Mary Did You Know cover by Pentatonix.
Alright, so number 7, and you better have a damn good excuse for this one. I mean,
that was a complete fake laugh, by the way. I had no idea you hated it this much.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have police at my door after that.
Okay, I feel like I'm not gonna get a very good score on this one. Okay, let's just keep it short and just give me the score.
No, I want to hear your excuse. I want to hear you try and rationalize how you looked at that video and decided that would be a good idea.
I chose "Baby It's Cold Outside" her song because I've actually performed this live. When I was still back in private piano and vocal lessons, I did this with another girl in the class. We did a duet with it. It was one of our favorite vocal duets we've done. But I cannot understand why you hate this song so much.
Have you completely missed the whole date rape vibe that his lyrics have?
I know what it. I get the jokes surrounding it. Just give me the bloody score.
I tried to put my personal feelings on this song aside because I do know there are some people that like the song and do not realize just how creepy a lot of that comes off is. However, this is another one of those times where it might have been saved if it wasn't for the music video, because having children and being the subject of this one and singing about this just made it 10 times creepier. I appreciate appreciate the director trying to censor the song by changing a lot of the words, but it got to the point where it just wasn't helping, because we all knew what that song really means. All that in mind, I decided to give this overall song a very generous score of 3.
All right, well, that wasn't very successful. Let's try to keep it a little more positive. Can you tell me why My Grown-Up Christmas List by Clay Aiken was on yours? Wait.
We're on number 7.
Could you explain more specifically why you placed I Wish Every Day Could Be Like Christmas by Bon Jovi on this list? Like, what made you choose, like, obviously Bon Jovi is a great artist. Why did you choose this specific song?
Alright, well, it actually came up to a happy circumstance, really. As I was looking around the song, I saw a title that I didn't quite recognize, but I knew that it was by the great John Bon Jovi, so I decided to try it. And what I found was actually one of the more interesting songs I've heard. Like I said, it was one I'd never heard before, so it kind of brought a fresh feel to it as a whole. Well, I decided to put it sandwiched between the ones before and after it, because it was kind of a slower song. So we're right around the first dip in the mood in my playlist. So I wanted to kind of end it for just a little bit.
Alright, so that all being said, you know, great song there, and you can never ever go wrong with Bon Jovi. It's Bon Jovi. You can't go wrong with it. Again, it's showing kind of a slightly country rock kind of style of it, but it was made a little bit softer in order to fit with the song, which I think worked great. Which is why I'm gonna give this one a 7. Like, it wasn't like the most, like, given Mary Did You Know before it on its playlist position, it was such a radical gear change. That transition with a little bit, but I'm still giving it a good 7.
All right, so next one is Night Before Christmas. What's this? All right.
Oh, that one was just a little weird odd card in there. And that was just kind of like my poking fun. There's always a debate of whether or not Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie, both or neither. I put it as both in there. That's just my wild card thrown into there. And only because I had to have at least some random wild bit into there. And it's just great animation into it. I know Tim Burton is a complete nut job, but you know what some of the best artists are. It's just a fun thing. It's just a fun thing to listen to, and I just had to throw it in there as my little wild Uno. Power to Inferno! You are worst thing in special effects ever. No, I'm not. Josh, want a little help here, please?
Don't look at me. I'm on the stone side. Hey, I kind of get what you're feeling with including this song. Because I do get at the kind of controversial stance on it. The thing is, it didn't really stand out as anything special in particular. It was literally just a clip of that scene from the movie. So it didn't really strike any special chords with me. So for the sake of its inclusion, and I'm gonna get this one. I'll be generous and give it a 7.
All right. So it's probably I should have selected some kind of like a little more epic cover or something like that. Probably been a smarter choice.
That probably would have been better.
Okay, so the number 8 one on your list was, to be honest, I was a little confused about just from this title, was My Grown-Up Christmas List, covered by Clay Aiken. At first, because I had heard some of Jeff Dunham's jokes about Clay Aiken and with the title, I'd expected something. I expected to be like a satirical. I expected to be some kind of naughty / satirical thing, not this really, really sweet, soothing story to go with it. I was not expecting that one.
Yeah, Yeah, I wonder how Clay A feels about how his entire career is reduced to a Jeff Dunham punchline.
I'm just glad I'm not Clay Aiken.
Hey, my grown-up Christmas list is another one of my personal favorite songs because it's such a touching song. It's kind of it has a lot of emotions going for it. Now, in case you hadn't noticed, I decided to be a little unconventional and not include Michael Bublé on my Christmas list. And
his cover of my grown-up Christmas list?
Unintentional pun, sorry. Anyway, instead I decided I had to try and be slightly different and look for a version of this song that was similar enough to Michael Bublé's cover of the song, but with a little bit of a unique twist. And I went with Clay Aiken because he does have has a very similar style to his songs.
You know, I definitely noticed it definitely had it definitely had a sort of Michael Bublé feel. The one thing I got more out of it was actually the more of the Josh Groban feel, especially when he switched from E major to F major, and you start switching in there. I call it the hashtag Josh Groban chord progression, because it had a very Josh Groban kind of feel of it. But it was a very, very, very sweet song. I could totally imagine like the end of like a Hallmark Christmas movie, nice dancing. I could totally hear them in the background. And for once, I actually think that would work well in the Hallmark movie. Everything aside, that's a solid 8. It's probably one of my favorite ones, and maybe on my next year's playlist now.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see you have converted a little bit for you. All right, now we're getting into the thick of it. Number 9. So
let me just start by saying the looks on his face when I saw his video of the rest of his list, especially this one, told me everything I need to know. But of course, we're doing this to explain to you guys what I already know.
All right, so go. All right. So let's hear why you chose this version of the song, Mr. Grinch.
So I chose this particular one. I think personally, this Sterling is one of the better. Again, she falls in the same category as Pentatonics of actually understanding music structure and actually performing music, not just making noise. And she has a very unique stuff. Her style is so unique. It's so fun. And of course, this one in there having the great duet with violin and Sabrina Carpenter's great voice. It's a very, very new take on a song. Everything is just, I put it on this, it's so original, it's so unique in there, and you can dance your butt off like you were doing in your head when you're watching this. I can totally tell.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, I kind of definitely agree with you on it. Since the versions of the song are pretty much limited to the original, the Tim Burton, and the this. Yes, I can definitely see how you went with this one. And this is definitely one of the more fun Christmas songs, but it's one that I've never really seen a really good cover of. Until you came along and finally I had what I was looking for. I kind of wish they'd use the whole song, but that would have taken forever. So perhaps my expectations were a little high. But overall, very solid work, very good song, and I think I'd be hard pressed to get anything less than a 9.
I will definitely deal with a 9. Now, are you giving it a 9 because you like the video, or because now you have a giant crush on Lindsey Sterling?
Just move on.
Okay, so let's go to number 9 on your playlist. This was the one I was actually weirded out about, because Carrie and Wendy Wilson's cover of Hey Santa wasn't something I was expecting. Hey Santa has not really been one of my favorite songs, and frankly they sounded creepy almost. For a little bit it was not so creepy. That's just what it sounded like the soundtrack from. At one point it wasn't so creepy, but that bit just sounded like the soundtrack from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah, I suppose it could be a bit like that. This was just one of the newer Christmas songs that I only caught wind of recently. I don't honestly think there are actually any covers of this song since I think this is one of their originals. But I figured it was kind of a fun, romantic song. So the main reason why I decided to put it here because particularly the album version of this song has kind of a slow build up into a much more or higher energy version of the song. So this was more of a transition pick for me in order to kind of bring the mood back up a little bit.
I definitely agree with you on the playlist part of being able to make a nice transition there of keeping it high enough to get out of the really soothing, because we already had I Wish Every Day Could Be Like Christmas and my Grown Up Christmas list. Before that, position-wise, the playlist was really cool there. Unfortunately, the vibe in there just weirded me out in there. It doesn't really fit like a Christmas song, so unfortunately, I had to be really harsh and give this one just gotta give this one a 2.
Ouch.
Yeah, because it was really kind of creepy, most of it, and the kind of style they're doing it there doesn't really, in my opinion, it doesn't really work with this one as a Christmas production.
Let's move on to number 10, Blue Christmas.
Oh, the Blue Christmas one, right. Here's the thing about Blue Christmas. You can do a lot of you can do a lot of different style covers of all sorts of Christmas songs like we've been describing. But with Blue Christmas, it just has to keep that Elvis Presley feel, because just that in of itself is so good. Any kind of covering was just being kind of defiling it. Bon Jovi stuck with the original movement there. He pulled it off really well, and I saw you, I almost saw you tearing up of how good it was.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one. Good one, and I definitely agree with you on that Blue Christmas is one of the ones where you can't deviate away from the original of it. However, I kind of felt like that was more of a point against the song as a whole, since there wasn't too much you could do to stand out. This version did a pretty good job, but it was kind of like swimming upstream for the most part. So overall, I thought it was a good version. It was just kind of one of the ones I was a bit doomed from the start. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.
It probably matches quite well with the one you selected of Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, U2.
Yeah. This was another one of the ones where there was kind of serendipity that led me to it. Because I kind of wanted to include this song in it, and I am a big fan of U2, so this was kind of a perfect choice for, at least in my mind.
There's no way you can go wrong with U2. And again, it got me with the Irish bit, because they're the Irish rock band. You completely got me with that one. It was really, really cool. I am gonna have to definitely give this one. It's a great rock jig. This one works really well. I'm giving this. Unlike this one, I'm jamming it a lot higher. This one's a solid. I was gonna say 7, but now I'm gonna say 8.
Alright, so number 11 is Hallelujah by Pentatonics.
There we go. And the continuing theme of making very, very similar playlist, I definitely have to say that the Hallelujah one by Pentatonics, that is probably one of the best pentatonic tracks ever. It's one of the best tracks they've ever made. One of the first ones I ever saw. And I wasn't, to be truthful, I wasn't really sure if Hallelujah itself was a Christmas song, but given the fact that it's played so much during the Christmas season, it goes more well. It's one of the first top choices for spiritual music during the Christmas season. I feel like I just had to put it in somewhere.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on a lot of those. This is definitely one of the more powerful pentatonic songs I heard. And I also had the question of whether or not this actually counted as Christmas music, but Unlike you, I don't think I've heard Hallelujah really sung outside of a church setting, and even then, and it wasn't particularly around Christmas at Pier, just like whenever. Still, though, that doesn't detract from the song itself. So, even with the technicality, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 9.
Oh, the next one was the funny one you had, the 12 Days of Christmas with the Muppets, which Eddie would have loved. What are you doing in my video? You watched it without me. I'm taking over your video. Can I have your blessing, please?
What?
There's something up your nose.
Yeah, you.
This is who I have a roommate with. Ow! Alright, sorry about that interruption. Eddie, you stay there. Okay. What? Please continue, Josh. Here, shut up.
Alright, so anyway, as I was trying to say, hey, this is another one of those songs where I kind of wanted to make sure to represent. Are you two kids done? So like I said, this is one of the ones I wanted to be able to represent in some way, and the Muppets are definitely a much more fun way to get at that across.
Thank you. Sit down and don't move. Okay, fine. It's not starring you. Everything is about me. Egotistical much? Are you stupid? Help me here. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut straight to the score. Obviously, because Eddie is going to take me apart. Otherwise, I'm giving you a solid 10 out of 10. Wow. Very good. There we go. That's a good score.
First 10 of the video, and it went to the Muppets.
It's a freaking Muppets. Okay, you can stay in the rest of the video, but just don't be completely insane. Have you read my character description? Maybe not.
Alright, so number 12, Andrea Bocelli singing O Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum is a German word. That one, the vowels are lost out of like O's and O's more in Tannenbaum. It's a German song, so I had to be nitpicking on the pronunciation. German family. And it's probably one of the reasons why it's on the playlist is coming from the German family, coming from a family whose my whole mother's side of my family is German, and it was one of the songs I would be listening to every single year growing up. I would hear it whether or not it was at my family house or when Christmas was spent at my grandmother's house or whatever. I would always be hearing O Tannenbaum in the full German version every single year. And I know there's a kind of a mix of languages here, but it's just one of my earliest childhood Christmas songs. So I know I had that play somewhere, and definitely was trying to save it toward the end.
You do realize he's Italian, right?
Yes, I know, but the song version of it was originally German, and it was something the song of my childhood all the time, so I just had to put it on there. Not putting it on it would have been a travesty to my German family.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's definitely a very strong one, and I like how you're performing the song in multiple languages as opposed to just sticking with one and going for it. You know, I'm a big fan of code switching in the middle of a song, which is not something you see every day. So I was very impressed to see it here. Not much else to say about it. It was a really good song, sung by a really good singer. Had a really good placement in the list. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 10. Nice!
I will take a 10! That's all my life has come to! We have very low expectations on the show.
Yeah, apparently.
Alright, so for the number 12 you picked, this was one of the ones I found the most funny. This is not one of the ones I have heard often. This is the first time I've actually heard this song performed in full, because I may have just heard little snippets of it, and those tiny little snippets I don't remember. It was interesting to hear a cover as my first time hearing it. So Leanne Rhymes did a cover on I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. I love just the punctuality of the character. She just wants one thing for Christmas. Not, you know, not a million things that way out Santa's budget, not impossible things that, you know, every kid is asking and is getting disappointed. He just wants a hippopotamus for Christmas. That's it. He's being very specific, very punctual, and to the point. As something, as an attribute that's not often seen in children today, of being punctual and specific. I appreciate being specific.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And, you know, despite it being a song as old as it was, as I was kind of surprised that we never really got a cover of it until like a couple of years ago when Leanne Rimes did this. It's kind of one of those reasons why I chose this, because like you said, it is kind of a fun song, if a little misinformed, as a hippo would just as soon kill as look at you.
Yep. They're more dangerous than crocs and sharks together.
Or crocodile sharks.
Oh my god, please do not bring up Shark Tornado. Do not bring up Sharknado. Not on Christmas. And overall, that was such a funny thing to do there. I love like the comedic covers, into the covers. Being a comedian, maybe biased, but I definitely love comedic covers. This one nailed it. And Leanne was actually a very, very, very good singer, so I'll give this one an 8.
I'll take the 8. I'll take the 8.
And he said he wanted a hippopotamus for Christmas, so I got him a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yeah.
There, your little friend on the next one. For the rest of all your living years, your hippo shall be your faithful companion. He will go with you to hell and back. He will be the Christmas Meister. He will become the one hippo to rule them all.
Yeah, this is apparently my punishment for including a 65-year-old Christmas song on a list of Christmas songs. Alright, so number 13, we have 4 songs from you.
Yeah, this one, I may have gone a little overboard on that one. A playlist position, this is one of the ones I think I'm starting to regret. Just in terms of playlist, not the actual music. So, what do you think? Alright, so I chose this one because this group is called the Mariachi Sol de Mexico. A group that is the best mariachi group I've ever seen, because I saw them perform with the San Francisco Symphony a couple years back with my family. We've actually seen several good mariachis before. This group of mariachi, the Mariachi Sol de Mexico, blew every other mariachi group I've seen out of the water. Their Christmas thing at the San Francisco Symphony, fantastic. My mother loved it, my grandmother loved it. I certainly loved it all the way in there. They had so many guest artists in that performance. It was just one of the coolest performances I've seen at the Symphony, and the best mariachi group I've ever seen.
Yeah, I definitely agree that they were definitely a good mariachi group. I like their choices of songs, especially like I mentioned with the previous one. I'm a big fan of code switching mid-song like they did it with the White Christmas song. Although my ears are still kind of bleeding on that one.
Instant replay. Let's go.
There were a couple of issues with it. One, it felt like a lot of the songs didn't really blend well together, or it seemed more like a full concert than a certain medley or anything. And the other one was the inclusion of Feliz Navidad, which at this point is kind of to be expected of a medley like this, but that expectation that kind of brings the whole racist vibe to it. Plus, like I mentioned in my reaction video, I can't hear that song without thinking of that Cheech and Chong parody.
I don't even want to listen to that parody. I actually went and listened to the full version of it. I completely agree with it. I'm going to be sticking with my little videos, and I'm going to be keeping my little bubble. Can you not keep a bubble up? I'm gonna have to fix that later.
All in all I'm gonna have to give it a 6. Overall, all good performance, but the lack of solid cohesion kind of cost it.
So what are we on? 13?
13.
So number 13 here was I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus by John Mellencamp. This one was an interesting story because and you criticized me earlier for maybe it's cold outside. How do you explain a child walking in and seeing a wife having an affair with St. Nicholas? How do you explain that?
You want to complain to me, talk to Jackson 5 about that? And besides, if you really want to get into it, who's to say that the Santa Claus in question here wasn't actually the kid's father?
Well, every time I see them there, he's going there, the kid sees Mommy kissing Santa Claus, and the only thing I can imagine is seeing the actual father coming up behind me going, "What the f?" And given the way the song with the range was really confusing, because it seemed like everyone, like it was in like in a country rock kind of version. It seemed like everybody's not only is nobody questioning this, everybody seems excited that Mommy was kissing Santa Claus. Was there a secret affair going on? Something that people seem excited about it. Like, Mommy, your wife cheated on you with Santa Claus. Okay, let's dance. Like, what the? I just didn't click for me. I know how weird the humor, but that was a little kind of all over the place. So that
that actually comes down to another one of those. The song is actually a lot older. It's actually one of the more classic songs. So this point. So covers at this point don't really mean too much of it. In the original one, and the people who he was telling the story to who did not actually believe him when he was making this claim, despite multiple protests as from the speaker in question.
Well, all this
I chose this one because A was John Mellencamp, and B because I've had a lot of songs on this list having a slow build up to a high energy song, but this is one of the few ones that has the high energy song with the slow trail off at the end, which leads it well into the next song.
So my total score for this one, just giving my little nitpickings about the structure of this original song and how it's giving it a more celebratory fact that your wife is having an affair with Santa, I'm gonna have to give this one a 6.
All right, so we come to the most important spot on the playlist, the second to last one, and as a performer, I know that second to last is always the most coveted spot in any group performance. So we had to bring our best for this one, and so you decided to go with yet another Celtic woman track.
Are you really surprised?
Not in the slightest, but I still want to hear your thoughts.
Of all the different Christmas songs that Celtic Woman has done, they've done so many good ones. Hark the Herald Angels Sing has definitely got to be the #1 best Christmas song to do, because a lot of their arrangements are these huge choirs and symphonies making this glorious angelic noise. And with Hark the Herald Angels Sing, it's no exception. I'm usually not really a fan of the super spiritual Christmas music, but with Celtic Woman, there's just no way I can make an except. There's no way I can not love just how beautifully glorious her sound is. There's a scale of the emotional impact is probably what put it second to last on my list.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I have to say, hey, this is one of those Christmas songs that kind of tends to fly under my radar for some reason, but holy hell did they blow this one out of the water. Not much I can really say. Hey, at this point that wouldn't sound redundant. It's just a really good song, and I probably wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't give this one a solid 10.
Alright, so for number 14 on the playlist was one that now I'm beginning to understand why PTDevil has been so fanatic about this song. It's one of his favorite Christmas songs, and watching it, I'm starting to understand why.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that that's kind of newer. That first time I heard it, I just fell in love with it because it was such an emotional piece. he's, you know, even now I still kind of tear up whenever I hear it, because it's one of those touching, heartwarming songs. The image of the little boy playing the song and just how strong he is in the face of his mother's condition, and is just so gripping.
It really does take a lot. Like, even as an adult, that's not something easy to deal with when the family member is so close to the end. And here's the thing, that what hit me was not just how emotional that song is, but how many times that's a real story somewhere. There are probably hundreds of kids who are doing that every Christmas Eve. There's probably hundreds of kids who, I mean, understand that for a family member, they may or may not make it to Christmas. That hit home a lot harder than I was expecting, but it was such a good one there. I'm upgrading you, I'm giving you a solid 9 on that one. And that's also another one which may be on my Christmas list next year as well.
I'm glad I see I've converted him onto this one, because yeah, as sad as a song this is, it is a reality for a lot of people. So if you know someone who is experiencing or had experienced something like that, please make sure you give them all the love in the world.
Yeah. You know, with life being so short, I mean, stuff happens. I mean, I've already at times thought about what's going to happen to me and what I want to happen after, you know, I kick the bucket. It's just stuff happens. I knew a friend of mine. His name was Daly. Was a comic book artist that he taught me how to do a comic book style and kind of got me into fantasy art. I was hoping one year, like in the beginning of January, okay, I'm gonna, you know, this year I'm gonna invite him over for Christmas at the end of the year. He was gone 3 weeks later. It's just life can be so fickle in there. Like, if you've got the opportunity to, if you get the opportunity to show some love and really just want to appear in there, take the time. You don't know what's gonna happen. Now we go to number 15.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Why don't we just do this at the same time? Because there's no real point in us doing it individually. We just go on the count of 3 then.
1, 2, 3. There's nothing to say about that. I mean, it's the most epic Christmas song that's ever been made. And as you saw probably seen in both of our videos, we both had the exact same song chosen for the exact same spot on the list and exact same score. There's no, what else can you say about that?
Yeah, there's really nothing except you call it Care of the Bells, I call it Christmas Eve / Sarajevo. We both call it awesome.
We're starting there. For some reason it was auto-focusing on my bicep. I don't know why. The auto-focus in there. It's not focusing on your face. It was focusing on my bicep, which is not doing anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you programmed it that way. Or you with you wearing sunglasses with giant muscular biceps, and the biceps are also wearing sunglasses. Well, it looks like with all things considered, Zach won this one. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Let us know who you think should have won this challenge in the comments below. We're gonna be changing these playlists to public, so you can see them whenever you feel like. If you want to be one of those people listening to this well into the month of May.
But I don't think we're going to be responsible for that, because those songs are still probably everywhere in one. If they want to listen to Christmas music in the summer, then let them have Christmas.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, expect a nice hunk of coal in your stocking. But thank you for watching. Until next time, don't get run over. I'll see you guys later. Want me to come down your chimney?
I have a knife and some olive oil.